Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper. So you clicked on the video. You're probably a home shop guy that just is thinking about going full-time in your shop. I can tell you it's extremely rewarding being a manual-only machine shop, but also extremely difficult. It's one of the most difficult things I've ever personally taken on. Marriage, taking on stepkids, building a house were nothing at all compared to starting a machine shop, a manual-only machine shop. When I started out, I started this shop, this exact shop, Topper Machine, in 2012. I went full-time in here I was basically a hobby guy, probably like you. Small lathe and a Bridgeport. And it very quickly became apparent to me that you can't survive with small equipment. My little Monarch 12 by 36 just wasn't cutting it. I mean, I was doing stuff, but the reality of it is the CNC guys have a small work envelope on most of their machines. That's kind of the big thing, is their work envelope isn't huge. And that's what you're competing against. And they can put out quantity. You got to specialize. Get into something you enjoy, but that you know is going to make money. So prototypes, short run production, repair work, that's kind of what I do here. But I also do large capacity, and that's what it became very apparent in the very beginning. You got to get big. So with that, I got into some specialized equipment, but also bigger equipment. This lathe was bought within 6 months of me starting in the shop full time, because I needed something bigger. So this is an 18 by 48 Monarch, and it was too small. But it got me into some bigger work and better paying work. Now we fast forward a couple of years, and I get the opportunity to buy a much bigger lathe. And so I bought this, a 25N Monarch. More work started coming in. The bigger the capacity was what I've discovered was you got to have the capacity, the equipment, the large equipment. Again, like I said, nothing against the small equipment, but you can't really compete with the CNC shops because the smaller parts is what is being mass produced, really. And that's my experience. I could be wrong, but from what I have physically seen in this industry, the small parts is not where you're going to make your money. It's into the bigger stuff. And so I had to buy the bigger lathe. Now, with the bigger lathe came, I got to have second op stuff. Got to get some bigger milling capability. So the bigger milling capability became having to buy a horizontal boring mill. Now, again, another piece of equipment that is very large, takes up a lot of space, but is very necessary in the manual machining shop. Personally, and this is my experience, you can't compete with the small equipment. You got to get into the bigger stuff. And you got to be good at it. You got to make good parts, quick turnarounds, good parts, and good pricing. Pricing is a big one too. But in my area, I'm kind of the only one with this capability that can do this large stuff. Now, with the larger stuff comes material handling, so you got to buy a bigger forklift, or you got to buy a forklift, and have ways to move this heavy stuff around, these heavy parts. And then the other thing I've learned is you got to be specialized. You got to have equipment that's very specialized. So when I say specializing, getting into special fields, this machine here is a vertical slaughter. It's good for internal keyways and splines. Great machine, great profitability. Nobody else has one. A lot of the keyways nowadays around here anyway have been done on a key seater or on with broaches. And I personally don't like the outcome of either one of those. I don't feel that they're a great keyway. This thing makes a beautiful keyway. So it's very specialized. It does a lot of different things though too. but specialized. That's kind of where you gotta go. You either gotta be big or specialized. And another one that I've done videos on in here is my 8-foot American Toolworks planer mill. I got a Bridgeport head on there. There's videos on here of that. That has been a great machine too. Very specialized. Nobody has that milling capability around here. So it's a difficult business to get into. It's a difficult business to stay in. It's very expensive to get going on. But it's only money. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. It's true. I love what I do. I love working with these things. These machines, fixing them, running them, making parts, making big parts. I enjoy that. You can make it in this business as a manual-only machine shop. But it's very difficult. So specialize and large capacity. That seems to be where it's at in my personal experience. And I've been in this industry over 20 years, and this particular shop, Topper Machine LLC, for 8 years. So, said, hope I didn't discourage anybody, but it's something to think about before you jump in, whether or not you can make it happen. You know, look at your surroundings, your general area you're working at, you know, your hometown, your county, your state, and see if it can support you as a manual-only shop, or if you have a product. A product is a good way to make a manual-only shop work too. But that's my opinion, personal experience. Take it as you want it, but that's it. So like us on Facebook at Topper Machine LLC. You can visit our website, www.toppermachine.com. And please like, subscribe, and share our videos. Share our channel. We've got some pretty cool content on here and some pretty cool stuff coming up. So stay with us, and until next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.